Sarvebhyah Namaskaraha. Tara Balam is the topic for this episode. This is a continuation of the series Shubha Muhurtha Nirnaya. Let's do a quick recap. To fix a Shubha Muhurtha or an auspicious Muhurtha, there are a few steps you need to follow. First step is to choose the preferred ayana, which is Uttarayana. This is from Jan 14th to July 16th in 2021. Note, this does not mean we cannot do any auspicious events beyond July, that is in Dakshinayana. It's just that if you have the choice to choose your event, then Uttarayana is more favorable. Moving on to second step is to choose the favorable month as per the Panchangam. So for instance, if I see from today, that is March 17th, till the end of Uttarayana, July 16th this year, the months to avoid are Jeshta and Ashadha. Hence, the favorable months are until June 10th, 2021. These first two steps have been explained in detail in episode 20. Before we go to the third step, there is one thing you should clearly understand. Tithi and nakshatra change every day. For example, if today is 14th March 2021, which is Sunday, then today's Tithi is Shukla Pratipada, first Tithi in Shukla Paksha, and today's nakshatra is Uttara Bhadra. If tomorrow is 15th March 2021, Monday, then tomorrow's Tithi is Shukla Vidya, second Tithi in Shukla Paksha, and nakshatra is Revati. What is Tithi and how do we know the day's Tithi? This is explained in episode 5. What is Nakshatra and how do we know the day's Nakshatra? This is also explained in episodes 1 and 2. With this understanding of daily changing Tithi and Nakshatra, let's move on to the third step, where we need to zero in on the auspicious Tithis in the selected month. Here I am selecting the English calendar for people who are not very comfortable with Panchangam yet. I selected April. Let's see the favorable Tithis in this month and narrow down only those Tithis. Dvitiya, Tritiya, Panchami, Saptami, Dashami, Ekadashi and Trayodashi are auspicious Tithis for important events. Hence, these are the dates in April that match with the favorable Tithis. Fourth step is to check the favorable Vara. Out of those Tithis, the fourth step is to check which Vara or days are favorable. Third and fourth steps are explained in detail in episode 22. This step to find the favorable Vara will narrow down your selection further to these dates. In step 5, you then check among these dates which are favorable nakshatras for the auspicious occasion. There are a few nakshatras that are not meant for important life events, which I've explained in detail in episodes 26 and 27. Based on the list of nakshatras not favorable for auspicious events, here are the remaining dates available for Shubha Muhurta. But just because these nakshatras are favorable for the auspicious event, it does not mean it will be favorable for every single person. Until now, the steps 1 to 5 were generic and applicable for everyone to find out the auspicious Masa, Tithi, Vara, and Nakshatra. Now, the customization for every individual from step 6 starts with Tara Balam. Literally, Tara Balam means the strength provided by stars. We know every nakshatra is comprised of one or more stars. Hence, the name has been kept at atomic level instead of calling it Nakshatra Balam. It is popularly called as Tara Balam. This is one of the important steps to check in Shubha Muhurta. The whole process of finding out the right Muhurta is to give us good returns from the event. So, isn't it logical that ultimately the Muhurta should be in our favor? This is where the beauty of Jyotish Shastram is seen. By step 5, we have narrowed down the favorable dates. In step 6, we check if the nakshatras on those dates are indeed going to work for us. In other words, though these nakshatras in general could be favorable for everyone, but what is important is that These nakshatras should be compatible with our Janma nakshatra. Again, as a reminder, what is Janma nakshatra? At the time of birth, the position of the moon in a particular nakshatra in the zodiac is called Janma nakshatra. I have detailed this out with a simple example in episode 2. We know our Janma nakshatra. Now we need to match Janma nakshatra with the dates narrowed down in the example month of April 2021. That is, if Janma nakshatra will be compatible with April 7th or April 15th, April 19th, and so on. Let's understand this process of compatibility check with an example. For instance, if Janma nakshatra is Shatabisha nakshatra, Shatabisha nakshatra is where we start. This first nakshatra or the starting point is also called Janmatara. After Shatabisha comes Purva Bhadra. The second nakshatra after Janma nakshatra is called Sampat Tara. Sampat meaning wealth, fortune. Hence, Purva Bhadra is a Sampat Tara for Shatabisha. After Purva Bhadra, it is Uttara Bhadra. The third nakshatra after Janma nakshatra is called Vipat Tara. Vipat meaning calamity. Uttara Bhadra is Vipat Tara for Shatabisha. After Uttara Bhadra, it is Revati. The fourth nakshatra from Janma nakshatra is called Kshema Tara. Kshema meaning safety, happiness, comfort. Revati is Kshema Tara for Shatabisha. After Revati, it is Ashwini. The fifth nakshatra from Janma nakshatra is called Pratyak Tara. Pratyak meaning opposite, in other words, negative. Hence, Ashwini is Pratyak Tara for Shatabisha. After Ashwini, it is Bharani. The sixth nakshatra from Janma nakshatra is called Sadhana Tara. Sadhana meaning achievement or means to achieve a goal. Here, Bharani is a sadhana tara for Shatabisha. After Bharani comes Kritika. The seventh nakshatra from Janma nakshatra is called Naidhana Tara. Naidhana meaning death, destruction. Kritika nakshatra is Naidhana Tara for Shatabisha. After Kritika comes Rohini. The eighth nakshatra from Janma nakshatra is called Mitra Tara. Mitra meaning friend. Rohini is Mitra Tara supporting Shatabisha. After Rohini comes Mrigashira. The ninth nakshatra from Janma nakshatra is called Paramamitra Tara. Paramamitra meaning best friend. Mrigashira is the Paramamitra Tara for Shatabisha. This is how nakshatras from a Janma nakshatra are classified. But we have 27 nakshatras, hence this process continues. After ninth nakshatra from Janma nakshatra, the next nakshatra is not called the 10th, but instead it will be treated as Janma nakshatra again. So, continuing with the example of Shatabisha nakshatra as Janma nakshatra, after Mrigashira comes Ardra. This nakshatra is 10th from Janma nakshatra and hence called Janmatara. Next is Punarvasu. This nakshatra is 11th from Janma nakshatra, which is Shatabisha here in this example, is treated as a second from Janma nakshatra and hence called Sampattara, and so on until you reach Shatabisha nakshatra. There is another simpler way to identify Janma, Sampat, Vipat Taras for your Janma nakshatra. With the help of this table, you can easily figure it out. Let's take the same example. Shatabisha is the Janma nakshatra. So here's Shatabisha nakshatra in the table. Hence, Ardra, Swati and Shatabisha are Janmataras. Punarvasu, Vishakha and Purva Bhadra are Sampattaras. Pushya, Anuradha and Uttarabhadra are Vipattaras. Ashlesha, Jeshtha and Revati are Kshemataras. Ashwini, Magha and Mula are Pratyaktaras. Bharani, Purva Phalguni and Purva Shadha are Sadhanataras. Kritika, Uttara Phalguni and Uttara Shadha are Naidhanataras. Rohini, Hasta and Shravana are Mitrataras. Mrigashira, Chitra and Dhanishta are Paramamitrataras. By now you should have got a good idea of how to identify Janma to Paramamitrataras from this example for your Janma Nakshatra. But what is the significance of Janma Tara or Paramamitra Tara? I will explain this in detail in the next episode. Please feel free to let me know your questions in the comment section and I'll be happy to clarify. If you would like to encourage this informative channel, please subscribe now. Dhanyavadaha.